this is the tutorial for Get to Gettin' Done by Billy Zimmerman. My name is Billy Armstrong from Piano and Pies. Let's get stuck in. So, the first thing to note about this song is that it's not in standard tuning, it's in a half a step down tuning, which means your E string becomes E flat, your A string becomes A flat, D becomes D flat, G becomes G flat, B becomes B flat, and E becomes E flat. So if you were to play a G chord, it should sound like that. So you need to just detune by half a step. However, if you want to not play along with the track and just strum the chords, you can get away with this in the standard tuning, because it's all just open chords. So, in the introduction, there is a finger-picking kind of melody part that they play, and what happens is, it takes this G major shape that you probably already know. If you don't already, it's 3 on the E string, 2 on the A string, then on the last 2 strings, fret 3 on the B and E string. And what they do is just take some of those notes and kind of play around with them. And it starts off with an open G string, then it goes to the low E string, then it goes to fret 2 on the A string, and then it goes to 3 on the E string, on the A string should I say. But just before that number 3, there is an open G string. I'll do that again slowly. So that's basically it, but on the second time they do it, they add a little extra flair. So on that part, they got the D string, they hammer on 0, 2, and then 2 open G strings. And then it goes straight back into the first part. So, altogether we get So it's twice round for the introduction, and then the vocals come in, and that is another 4 times round each little part. So I'm counting 1 as this. That's 1. And that would have been the second. So overall there's 6 altogether. After the verse there is a pre-chorus, and they cycle between 2 different chords, and this is where we start strumming some chords. So we've got what you call a C add 9. This is a very kind of common version of a C chord, so it's just like your G chord that we shaped earlier, but we move these 2 fingers, your pointy finger and middle finger, from the E and A strings down a string each. So your middle finger is now on fret 3 on the A string, and pointy finger on fret 2 on the D string. These 2 fingers can stay where they are. Strum everything except the E string, and we get your C add 9 chord that we're going to use for this song. It alternates between that C chord and a G chord. And in the pre-chorus we have this strumming pattern. So to break that down, we've got so each bar, each chord has a set strumming. We have down, down, up, up, down, down, and then a down, up. I'll play that slowly. Down, down, up, down, 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 up. I'll play that one more time round. Click on the timestamp on the screen if you want to go to the chorus, but let's play that pre-chorus slowly. And just before that chorus kicks in, that last G chord, we just sustain. So for the chorus, it's more of the same. We have 4 lots of the C and G chord. So one time round. It then happens again. A third time. And then a 4th time. Nice and easy for the chorus. At approximately 1 minute into the song, there is a small interlude, just 2 chords. There's a C and a G chord. However, there is a guitar kind of slide solo. It's very short. What I'll do is work through it. So it's on the B string. We go from fret 12 and slide down to fret 8. But then play the 8. So slide from the 12. Then you play, and then it goes down to 7. And then it slides from the 8 down to 3. So we've got one more time, B string, 8, 12, down to 8, 7, 8, sliding down to 3. And this is where things start to repeat. So there is a second verse. We go back to the picking. We do that for that length, 4 times on each little part. Afterwards, there is a short pre-chorus. They just start strumming the C and G chord. And that's the pre-chorus, a really short one this time. Afterwards, we go to the second chorus. It's approximately 1 minute and 27 seconds into the track, and we have lots of C's and G's again. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 times around those C's and G's, basically the same as the last chorus. So at approximately 1:53, there is another small guitar solo. It starts on the B string. We've got fret 8. It then slides up to fret 10, and then fret 12. Then it goes back to fret 7, and then it bends, and it's kind of more of a half bend. So we've got Just before we get to the rest of the video, I just want to say thank you to the people on the screen. They are my patrons and they support me every month, and they get lots of exclusive content from me, including chord charts like the one I'm going to make for this song. So if you want to get that, you can head on over to Patreon and you'll get the nice structure with all the chords, with everything in order, so you don't have to kind of scribble it down while you watch the video. Anyway, back to the content. At the 2-minute mark, there is a bridge section. Now, it looks like there's lots of different instrumentation going on here, so there's lots of different guitar parts. There's some really high parts, but the main chord part is just the C and G chord yet again. So we've got C, G, C, G, C, G, so 3 lots between the chords. However, they tend to kind of, rather than strumming the chords or just finger picking, they kind of alternate between the two. So something like this. So I was just breaking down the chords and just almost randomly picking different parts. That's what it kind of seems like what's going on there. There's no overall structured part to it. As long as you're getting the C and the G chord in order, you can kind of pick any notes. For the G chord, you can have this really nice, which is kind of what they do on the introduction. It's a very common technique used on the guitar, and they use it in the track. You could even do it on the C chord. And it just pads out the sound, and it seems that they use it quite a lot in that section. At around 2:20, we go back to the final chorus, and more of the same. 4 lots round the C and the G chord. And so on. Finally, at 2:47, there is an outro, and it's just C and G again. Kind of must be getting bored of me saying that at this point, but yeah, it just kind of goes a little bit quieter. The guitar solo comes back, the first one that we tried, and it plays that through once, and that's it. That's the end of the song. Nice and easy. And there we go, a pretty simple song, really catchy as well. So if you found this video useful, like and subscribe, just helps out the channel. You know the drill, everyone asks for it. And if you want the chord chart, feel free to head on over to Patreon. It just costs £2. Don't know what that is in dollars, but it's not very much. And you can get all of the structure with every chord, as well as all the content that I've got on my Patreon, so you get access to everything. Anyway, enough of me rabbiting on. I shall see you in the next video. See you later, everyone.